Britain's first female Muslim cabinet minister resigned on Tuesday in protest against the government's stand on Gaza. Baroness Sayeeda Warsi announced her resignation, calling the government's stance on the ongoing violence in Gaza morally indefensible. "With deep regret, I have this morning written to the Prime Minister and tendered my resignation. I can no longer support government policy on Gaza." The Pakistani-origin Foreign Office, Faith and Communities Minister wrote on Twitter. Warsi was previously chairman of the Conservative Party and became the country's first female Muslim cabinet minister when David Cameron took over as Prime Minister in 2010. In her letter to Prime Minister David Cameron, Warsi said, "Our policy in relation to the Middle East peace process generally, but more recently, our approach and language during the current crisis in Gaza is morally indefensible, is not in Britain's national interest and will have a long-term detrimental impact on our reputation internationally and domestically." She said that as the minister with responsibility for the United Nations, the International Criminal Court and human rights, she believed the UK's approach to the current conflict was neither consistent with their values, specifically the commitment to the rule of law, nor its long history of support for international justice. Early evidence from the Home Office shows that the fallout of the current conflict and the potential for the crisis in Gaza and our response to it is becoming a basis for radicalization that could have consequences for us for years to come. "I learnt the art of reconciling passion and idealism with pragmatism and realism, but I always said that long after life in politics I must be able to live with myself for the decisions I took or supported. By staying in government at this time, I do not feel I can be sure of that," Warsi said. Reacting to the resignation, Chairman of the Home Affairs Select Committee Keith Vaz said, "Baroness Warsi was in a unique position as the country's first woman Muslim cabinet minister ever. She is correct to point out that a failure to communicate our policy and an inability to act impartially towards two distinctly opposed sides, as is the case in Gaza, provides a fertile ground for those who are on a mission to recruit and radicalize young Britons." Many MPs have received thousands of emails calling on our government to intervene more strongly in support of an immediate and lasting ceasefire. Her actions are a reflection of that concern. A Downing Street spokesperson said Cameron regrets that Baroness Warsi has decided to stand down and is grateful for the excellent work that she has done both as a minister and in opposition. "Our policy has always been consistently clear: the situation in Gaza is intolerable and we've urged both sides to agree to an immediate and unconditional ceasefire." Cameron